Hello, I'm Emily Donaldson. I teach 3rd grade at William Winchester Elementary School, and I am here to model the strategy of using arrays to find the area of a rectangle. So we're going to look at this in the context of a word problem today. Our problem says Emily's bathroom floor measures 7 feet by 6 feet. She wants to cover it with tiles that are each 1 square foot. How many tiles does she need to cover the floor? So the first thing that I'm going to do after reading this problem is I can tell that it can be represented well by an array because I look back and I see that it measures 7 feet by 6 feet. And I can tell those are the dimensions. So I'm going to draw my rectangle, which measures 7 feet by 6 feet. And when I look, I can see that inside of my rectangle there are square units. So my answer for the area is going to be telling how many square units are covering the area of this rectangle. So at this point, many 3rd graders, by the time that they learn to find area, will know to multiply 6 rows times 7, and they will already know that 6 times 7 equals 42. Other children, your child, may be still developing their fact fluency, and that's okay too. And they may be they may want to simply count the square tiles, and that is fine. That should get the answer of 42, but it's not the most efficient strategy. So I'm going to show you what I would teach my students to do if they didn't quite know that 6 times 7 equals 42, but we're trying to build them towards that automaticity. So I'm going to draw another array of 6 by 7. So 7s tend to be very tricky facts for students to learn. So one strategy is to decompose or break that 7 into 2 simpler facts. And one set of facts that are really efficient to use is to break that 7 into a 5 and into a 2. So I'm going to show that here today. I'm going to break that 7 into 5 and 2. And now I've made 2 simpler problems. I've made the problem 6 times 5 plus 6 times 2. And now most children, again, 5s are much easier to count by than 7s. A lot of students should be able to skip count by 5s. They could touch the columns to help them skip count by 5s. I know 6 times 5 equals 30. And then from knowing my doubles facts, I know that 6 times 2 is 12. 30 plus 12 equals 42. Okay? 42 square units. Now, another way that I could show this is that I could decompose this array one other way, and I'll show you one other way to decompose that. I could draw 6 by 7. And another strategy would be to decompose my 6 into a smaller number. So I know my 3 times 7, and I know that half of 6 is 3. So now it's possible to do the problem. I've made a simpler problem again. I can show 3 times 7 plus 3 times 7. 3 times 7 is 21. And 3 times 7 again is also 21. That equals 42. And again, these are both efficient strategies that a student could use to help them find those 42 square units. There are lots of ways that kids could use to decompose these arrays, and you always want to go back and ask your child, maybe which way they decomposed it made the most sense, which strategy that they used was the most efficient, because you always want to push them towards, using those helper facts that really help them get at the answer in an efficient manner. Again, we've been using arrays to find the area of a rectangle. Thank you for joining me.